Welcome back to the channel. And this time I'm driving the Dodge Durango 700 HP Hellcat. Yeah, this car is awesome. Short words. This is the only 4x4 four-wheel drive car that's in the Hellcat range by Dodge. SUV, and it just handles like crazy. It has launch control just like the other Hellcats, and over 700 big horsepower, which is a lot of fun, and therefore it also accelerates like crazy 0 to 100. Because of the four-wheel drive, of course it's a bit heavier, and then the other Hellcats, the Charger, the Challenger, have a little bit less, let's say, wind block, and therefore goes faster from like I think 150 or 120 kilometers an hour. But this car actually is really fast, limited on 280 kilometers an hour. Let's see if we can reach that today. And I will be going to the same spot again. So I hope I can make a lot of these videos where I can do a little review on the Dodge lineup. And this time it's a Durango Hellcat. Next time maybe a Challenger Hellcat, and let's see how it will go. So of course 4x4, therefore it has a little bit less fun than the two-wheel drives Hellcats with drifting and going sideways. But of course this car also has this really good handling for the SUV that it is and the weight that it has. So yeah, the sound is insane. Simple as that. The sound is really nice. And we will first go, as always, to the Autobahn. And I keep mentioning this section of the Autobahn in Germany is unlimited. So I can go as fast as I want. And let's see how fast the Hellcat is willing to go today, or how much space I have on the highway. But it seems quite quiet, so that's only good. Difference with the Challenger already. Last time I was driving 240 max, now I'm driving a bit faster. So, and you can also feel on the 280 that it's actually holding back to go faster, so it's electronically limited. See how fast I go because of the camera that's measuring it, so I had to go on the feeling of the car. It's almost like leveling on an airplane when it goes to its altitude that it has to be. You also feel this holding back in speed and then leveling up at this level, and it's the same as the acceleration stops, so you feel this bumper limitation. Somebody told me that if you take off the traction control it should go faster, so let's see if that's the case. That's still hella fast. So yeah. And then the section of the highway is quickly done, quicker than with the Challenger RT last week. That did 247 maximum, and it really crawled towards the 247. And this one is quite a bit faster there. So a launch control, it's quite simple. Only thing you have to do is press the button. You see launch enabled on your dashboard. You take your left foot and apply full throttle. It has to be around, I think, 100-110 bars. You press the throttle of the gas and you let the brake loose. And it goes. So that's a really fast SUV and lots of fun. And still it's very stable, even with the traction control of everything. It still has a decent 4x4 differential between front and back, and it doesn't allow you to drift. There is, however, a possibility to do this. So you can trick the system by taking out the fuse of the fuse box, and if you do this, then the system regulates as a normal 4x4 drive, which means that if you lose somewhere grip, all the power of the engine will go to the wheels with the least amount of grip. Therefore, if you would block the wheels with your front brake and you initiate throttle, it will do a burnout as it is a rear-wheel drive. So that's still a thing that's possible and still fun to do. So now that we're driving off the highway, I can say a little bit about the interior of the car. It has 3 rows of seats, so you can actually sit with it with 6 people in this case, because in the back there is 2 captain chairs and there's not a bench. I think this is possible from factory, then it's a 7-seater of course. However, I don't know with the Hellcat, because there might be a mid differential that's on the spot of the 3rd seat in the back. So I don't know if this is possible, but normally in Durango you can have a 7-seater as well. Big screen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto of course. There's heated seats, there's vented seats, there is heated steering wheel, all the buttons of course for cruise control and to pick up the phone and regulate everything. There's flippers on the steering wheel for gear changing, which I don't often use, but it's definitely possible, which is fun. On the back side of the steering wheel there's always the section to adjust volume and to next track or next channel of the radio. This particular version has no sunroof. It's definitely possible with a sunroof. And of course the main topic of this car is the engine, 6.2 liter V8 supercharged as in other Hellcats. So of course there's an option to take red seat belts, is taken on this car as well. And the funny fact always is you have 2 keys with the Hellcat. One is a black key which gives 500 horsepower. Maybe it's a winter key, maybe some other men have some other comments about this. And the other key is a red key which gives the full power of the car with 700 horsepower. And there's a lot of fun of course with the red key. Then in the display of the car in the unit, then you can go to vehicle and you can have all kinds of insights in about the car. So you can put sport mode, you can put everything individually, so transmission, the shifters, the all-wheel drive, how hard you want the car to go on it. But basically, if it's on auto mode, if you ask full of it, it also will give you full, and it adjusts the way you drive. So it's calm when you want it to be like this, but if you put it always on track or sport, then you always have this this pushing transmission and pushing suspension. But if you give full throttle on the highway, or if you give full throttle on roads, it will automatically already adjust the setup of the car according how you drive. So the feedback in the steering wheel, the suspension, the gas, everything will then be already regulated automatically when you put it in this mode. There's the eco mode. Definitely not going to use this, but then maybe it drives on less cylinders to save some gas when you're driving not so fast. And besides this interface, there's also an interface in the little screen here. So there you can see in the SRT section right here your timing. So of course this thing is made as always for the drag strip and everything, and the timers on there are as well, but it also shows you some different times and different information. So for example, I can see 0 to 160 kilometers per hour in 8.4 seconds was the best that was done with this car. And you can see also that 0 to 100 or 0 to 60 miles per hour, the best I did with it is 3.1 seconds, which is for a SUV with this weight is incredibly fast. Top speed 288, 400 meter timer or quarter mile if you will. Best is 11.9 seconds, and the one I did on the highway was 12.0 seconds, so that was almost best. Then you can see G-forces that are being used, so it's quite a lot of fun information, if you will. So here we are once again at the Walchensee. I'm not gonna go too much into details of fuel economy and whatnot. I mean, in the end it is a 6.2 liter V8 supercharged engine. It's gonna use its fuel, and that's the last of an era. So this is more a video for petrol heads than for environmental enthusiastic car guys. I think it's sad that this era is stopping, so as long as we can, we should enjoy these vehicles, engines, and the sounds and that they make and the smell they produce. So that's my personal opinion. Of course it's better for the environment that they are going, but as a car enthusiast, it's still sad. And of course in tunnels there's only one thing you can do with such a car. It doesn't maybe count as a tunnel, but you open your window and be a total asshole. And that sounds just amazing. I think there's some leftover Viking village here, or supposed to be look like it.